Hello, namaste. My name is Hariharan Iyer, the entertainer, and I welcome you to the first Keys Conclave. And I'm absolutely delighted that all of you have joined us today, along with our speakers, Dr. Hemjit Balakrishnan and Miss Jigisha Gandhi, and of course, with my colleague Dilip Sharma. I am so delighted to share with you that over the last 2 years, we've been working on this product and we have taken it to a level today where I think it's a standout product, it's a standout instrument, and which has given us the encouragement to come up with a conclave like this. And I really thank all of you for taking time out, being part of this conclave. And before I kind of share my perspectives about keys, I have to mention big thank you for Dilip Sharma, my colleague, and also our colleague Juhi Gupta for the role that both of them have played in fine-tuning this product in right from its inception. The journey started about 2 years ago when I started putting together a framework called as Know Your Energy Wiring System, or keys, and I came up with this concept of active energy, latent energy, creator, builder, participator, influencer, and then we picked up the threads from there. And today it is a holistic product. And the reason we requested Jigisha ji to share her perspectives is because for her company, Ami Polymer, it's the first company which trusted us with this keys instrument, and we are doing a keys project for them in terms of creating an organizational transformation. So big thank you to Jigisha ji, who also features in my book Eves Against the Odds, Volume 2, which is co-authored with Bhavesh Kothari, where Jigisha Gandhi has been mentioned as one of the 25 absolutely amazing entrepreneurs whose story has been captured in the book. And Dr. Hemjit Balakrishnan, he has also played a very important role in shaping up keys and the kind of conviction that he has today about the product. And he's been a great ambassador for me, a great friend who's always stood by me over the last so many years of my entrepreneurial journey, always encouraging me, supporting me. And today he's also going to share his insights about how keys has made a difference to his life. I think overall it's going to be a very enriching experience, also because this is a very unique concept. You also look at the modern world today where there's so much complexity all around us. It is said that we live in a VUCA world. It's volatile, it's uncertain, it's complex, it's ambiguous. So can I get something which can make my life that much simpler, that much less complex, and something where I don't have to go through too much information, don't have to read long reports? Can it give me in 2 to 3 pages a very crisp idea about who I am, who am I, how are my energies wired, how my energies are making a difference to my life? So you see, there are a lot of psychometric instruments, and each psychometric instrument plays a very important role in itself, and they have a value in themselves. But we looked at what is a core Indian philosophy. The core Indian philosophy is energy. And the core Indian philosophy of energy is obviously universally applicable, globally applicable. So we thought, why not come up with something which is very Indian? It comes from my over 30 years of experience with energy work and meditation, as well as a Reiki channel. In my growing up years, meditation and Reiki had such a huge impact on my life. And this sadhana, this practice of over 30 years, has given birth to this instrument. So it is not something which was born in the last 2 years. I think its genesis lies in more than, we have to go back 30 years. And that's how this instrument was born. And Dilip, who's also a very sensitive human being, very intelligent, a genius to my mind. He's also got such amazing perspectives and experiences around energy. He connected with keys brilliantly, and he enriched this product by coming up with the assessment tool, which is not a psychometric assessment. It's a very different kind of an assessment. The beauty of keys is, once you take the assessment, in couple of 2 to 3 pages, We are able to give you a comprehensive idea about how your energies are wired. We are able to point out what is your active energy, what is your latent energy, and what is your inner potential. Basically, the whole philosophy of keys revolves around inner potential. The whole philosophy of keys revolves around fulfillment and not just success. And through the assessment, we are able to tell you what kind of energies you carry, which are more active. Is it the creator energy which is more active? Is it the builder energy which is more active? Is it the participator energy which is more active? Or is it the influencer energy which is more active? And in the assessments that we have done so far, in the work that we have done so far, we have been fascinated that we have been able to kind of capture a person's life real time based on his energy evaluation. So we are not judging people, we are not bucketing them, we are not creating any personality types or styles around them. We are taking a very value neutral stance, and that's the beauty of keys. We are taking a very value neutral stance, and yet we are able to kind of come up with an understanding of the undercurrents in the life of a particular individual or an organization. So keys has multiple applications. It's holistic. It's good for individual improvement, self-improvement. It can be used for organization development. It can be used for leadership development. It can be used as a pre-hiring tool. It can be used as an energy survey for organizations. And from there, we can derive engagement. We can derive participation. We can derive culture. I think we are so fascinated by this whole process. Every time we do a new report and we study a new assessment, we study the energy wiring of more people as we do it. Every single assessment and every report is a learning experience for us, and it just exposes us to the fantastic instrument or the concept that is keys. So I can go on and on. I'm so passionate about this particular instrument and this particular concept. And the whole team at HSSE is very fascinated by the kind of work that we're doing and the potential that keys carries in terms of the difference that it can make to the lives of people and of organizations. So it's something which is consuming us today. We are so fascinated by it. Our energies are lifted every time we talk about keys, or every time we do some activity around keys, every time we do some work around keys. Our energies are lifted, our spirits are lifted, and we are absolutely optimistic about the kind of potential this particular concept or instrument has in making a difference to the lives of people. I hope that you will choose to experience this assessment. Feel free to ask a lot of questions to our speakers, and Dilip will of course take you through the nuances of the keys concept and the instrument. And of course, you will have a wonderful time listening to Dr. Hemjit and also Jigisha Gandhi. Feel free to ask them questions, post your queries. And we are also looking at building a very collaborative model with trainers, coaches, people who want to be learning entrepreneurs. And we are looking at creating a platform where people can associate with us, we can grow together, we can do a lot of fantastic work together. And keys is a very, very critical pivot around which a lot of our activities, we are planning to move it around keys. And keys is something which we are really wanting to make it grow, make it big, so that it can reach out to a lot of people, and in a simple yet profound manner, it is able to inspire people to realize their inner potential and move towards leading a life of greater fulfillment. So I once again welcome you to the inaugural edition of the HSSE Keys Conclave, and do keep in touch with us. Post a conclave also. You can write into me at hariharan@thehsse.com, and I'll be delighted to receive your feedback about the conclave and also explore opportunities with you in terms of how we could possibly collaborate, work together and make a difference to this world, and inspire people to fall in love with learning, and how we can make this world a little better. We can make this world a better place by indulging ourselves in transmitting some fantastic learning for people. So, thank you very much for joining us today, and God bless you, and do take good care of yourself. And I look forward to connecting with you uh, again very soon.
So, so that was Mr. Hariharan Iyer for you, and he gave you a gist of what to expect out of keys and what keys is all about. So as I was, so let me continue from where I had left off and add that particular aspect which Hariharan was mentioning about, which is the assessment piece of it and the tool that was created to, get the assessment going. So what I would like to do is briefly share the presentation around keys so that you get an idea of what it is all about. Okay, so let's skip the presentation rather, because that would be too elaborate. So let me give you a gist of it. So he's already told you what keys is all about, where we understand our energy wiring system. Now we are now used to energy, as we all know, is boundless. You cannot lock it in. Okay, when a pressure cooker has energy which is locked in and it cooks food, but again you need a relief valve for it, otherwise the pressure cooker will burst up, right? So energy is always boundless, and to bind it, close it, can create problems. So each of us here, every individual has boundless energy within us. We have learned to hone it, or we have learned to use some part of the energy or not use another part of the energy due to our experiences in life, because of our experiences in life, or it could be the pressures of the role that we are in, the job that we are in. Various reasons could lead to we bottling up the energies for whatever reason. And so what Hari was talking about is active energy and latent energy. So let me use a very simple example to understand this active energy and latent energy aspects. Now, let us think that there are 4 different containers which have these 4 different energies, and they are at my command. And I can use it the way I want. But over a period of time, I learn to, or I get used to using a particular kind of energy more, and I let go of the other energy which I do have, but I don't put it to use as much. Right? In other ways, and there is nothing wrong about it. There is nothing wrong or right. That's the best part. What you heard Hariharan saying, that this is a value neutral assessment and value neutral report. So when we say value neutral, it does not say good, it does not say bad. There is nothing good or bad about energies. Okay, energies are value neutral. That's a very important aspect. So now, for better understanding, what we did is we categorized energy, the effect of energies, basis the effect of energies as 4 different kinds of energies. And for that, we looked at every action that we do in life. Whatever we do in life, there are 4 aspects to it. Broadly, our actions will fall under these 4 aspects. The first one is, I would like to create. If I'm doing something, I'm creating something, then it's a creating. I'm creating something. So that's the creator energy set. Now, I may not be the creator, but I may want to work with the creator and make it large. So that is the builder aspect of it, right? Now, this creator and builder aspects are good. I like to create, I want to build, but to create and build, another important aspect is if I'm not creating or I'm not building, I might be participating in something, right? So I might be participating, because to build or create or to hone those energies, I might want to learn, or I might want to understand, or I might just want to be there at certain places and have that, enjoy the feel. So when I go to a park for a walk, what am I doing?
Participating in the activity.
I'm
Or
just
walking.
Yeah, I'm participating in the environment, soaking in the environment, and that is somewhere helping me probably, right?
Yeah.
And then there is something, when I'm not creating, when I'm not building, or when I'm not participating, I am influencing.
Can you repeat it? Volume is a little less.
Influencing.
Influencing.
So participator, creator, builder, and influencer are the 4 different kind of energy sets that we looked at. You never know, going forward we might be able to further classify energies into various, but when you look at it, most of our activities or every activity that we do can be categorized into these 4 quarters. So either we are building, or we are creating, or we are participating, or we are influencing. And now when we look further in specific kinds of roles, specific energy sets need to be higher, right? And the others need not be as high. So now the interesting concept that comes here is, we all know about Lord Krishna, right? And when we talk about Lord Krishna, we say, in Tamil they say Sakala Kalavallavan, 36 कलाओं के मालिक. मतलब he was one who had all his faculties developed to the maximum extent possible. And this is only said about, out of all the avatars, all the gods that we talk about, it is only Krishna that we talk about in this sense. And when you look at his activities, his life story, and the entire anecdotes that come out of his life, you see that he is manipulative to a very big extent. He's manipulative to a very big extent, where he's able to manipulate his energies according to the result desired. But again, the desired result was always towards the good for all. Now, that's taking it to the highest level that is possible, right? However, if everybody were having their energies to their highest limit, well manifested, there could be a challenge, because it will be difficult to control those energies, and that will create a lot of contradictions within. It's like having 4 power centers at the top. We have one prime minister, but there are 3 more who consider themselves a prime minister. Then think what would happen, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So if one is ready to be a deputy prime minister, great, right? And the other 2 say, okay, we are fine with other ministries, then things fall in place, right? This is exactly what we mean when we say that it is not about higher manifestation of energies. It is about manifestation of energies and then being able to use it accordingly. See, in whatever role that we are in whatever aspect that we are dealing in, if we are able to, even though I have higher manifested energies, do I have the ability to pause where required, push where required, so that I get the maximum out of it, right? Now, when we talk about it in this manner, and when we assess an individual, we get to know what exactly are the energies that are active, what are latent. That is one aspect. Now let us look at it in a different light. We've heard of various such contradictions where we have a doctor, a surgeon, who is great at his surgery, but he loves playing music.
Yeah.
At whatever time the individual gets, the individual would want to spend that time making music, listening to music, or somewhere where there is music around. And music is his passion, his love. So here, surgery is his job. Surgery is what he excels in because by virtue of doing it day in and day out, but it is music that is his passion. So you have two things pulling against each other. But if I'm able to make time for both, I'll be happy. If not, there'll be some pain. Right? So in this way, when these energy sets are not, in sync with each other, when they are not in sync with each other, they create disturbances, right? Turbulence. You talk about in when an aircraft is flying and everything is synchronized, it is flying smoothly. But once the energies are a little disbalanced, you get some turbulence that happens, right? So turbulence in life, challenges in life occur because of the energy not exactly mismatch, but not being able to manipulate them, use them better, right? So this CREASE assessment that we have created contains or comprises of 40 different questions, wherein your own responses, through your own responses, we arrive at where one is currently placed, right? What are the different levels of manifestations, and if there are contradictions, what are they? By virtue of that, one is able to analyze self and make the necessary course correction. That course correction could be adding a few more activities. That course correction could be pausing a few activities. So as I said, when I have the energies manifested, am I able to pause them, push them the way it is required, so that I am leading a very so life of fulfillment is what we look at, being able to help people realize is possible through understanding their energy sets. Fulfillment can be in 2 chapatis a day, and there might be no fulfillment with the 2 bungalows a day being purchased as well, right? So fulfillment is not something which goes by the numbers. It is not something which is connected to the mind, but it is something that is connected to the heart. So we try to bridge this gap between the mind and the heart. And the most interesting aspect is, while we all know the mind is connected through various neurons and those, there is wiring there and there is electricity flowing in the mind, all that science has made us understand. Where is the energy coming there? Where is the energy coming from there, right? It is the heart which is pumping the blood, making the body capable of doing various things, and thereby the energy provided. Correct? There are people who are minded, but they live. But if the heart is stopped, what happens? Do they say the mind is still functioning, so the person is alive? It doesn't happen.
He's brain dead.
He's brain dead, but he's alive, right?
Maybe.
The body can be maintained, and there people say there is a possibility that he might revive. If not, then the other components bodies of the body are used. That's a different story. But if the heart stops, the individual is dead. They don't say his heart dead, right? So that is again a sign over things that heart, mind over matter, or matter over mind. You need to look at it. So the heart rules. Now, through these responses that we collect, their responses also are collected in a very unique manner. So generally, you would have undergone various assessments where you are supposed to grade, 1 to 5, 1 to 10, or degree of variation. I agree, I partially agree, I don't agree, I disagree, I totally disagree, and things like that. So here, on a similar pattern though, we have the responses in a different way. And the responses go like this, that if I like doing something, so if I say, if I were to talk about, say, talking, regarding talking, my response would be, I don't mind doing this. I don't mind talking, but it's not that something I want to do all the time. Or I love talking. Or for someone just can't live without talking, needs somebody to talk all the time. So this is my life. That is the highest degree. And then I love doing this. I like doing this. I don't mind doing this. I don't want to do this. I hate doing this, or this will take my life. So if I'm asked to do this, it is like you're killing me. So these are the ways in which the responses are taken. And basis those responses, when we evaluate the energy sets, a 2-page or a 3-page report that comes out, we are able to identify specific actions that need to be taken so that one can henceforth make a difference to one's own life. So this is about the keys evaluation as well. So we talked about what keys concept is all about. We talked about the keys evaluation, a very simple tool, and the reports are also equally simple, not very lengthy, not much jargon, very simple, clear, crisp reports. And at most times, what our experience is as of date, whatever reports that we have generated and we have shared, it's all been accepted in totality. The only, and that's one of the reasons why automating this report is a big challenge. So these reports have to be made personally, and there is an energy undercurrent that one needs to identify, and that can only come from, like Hari was sharing, with all his energy related work for over so many years, with my understanding of energy for so many years. Similarly, we have been trying to create some more assessors, and in that process, Dr. Hemjit joined us, and he is also one of those assessors who can help us identify energy reports. So this is about energy, the energy evaluation, the energy report that I wanted to share from my end. And before we move to the next part, where we have Ms. Jigisha Gandhi, who's already joined us. Welcome, Ms. Jigisha Gandhi. Thank you so much for joining in, despite the challenges. We really appreciate your joining in.
Thank you, Dilip, and I'm so sorry for not joining on time just because of last moment medical emergency.
You are on time, yeah. Not a problem. So, yeah, so what we were saying is, we've talked about, we had Hari's address, then we, I just shared about the tool that we use for assessments. And now, what I would want is, before we move to your, sharing, if there are any questions that anybody wants to ask at this point of time, or then we move to Ms. Jigisha Gandhi's sharing about what she has understood about keys and what is it that she looks at keys as. Any questions or any thoughts anybody would want to share at this point of time?
Is this assessment only centered around organizations, or for example, if an individual wants this particular assessment to be done, then how does he approach keys? I mean, HSSE.
Thank you for that question, Mr. Gopinath. It is, we started it as an individual only to start with. However, organizations are made out of individuals. Now, these individuals together form the organization. Therefore, it is individual centric. and we create organizational based reports out of it. Individuals can also approach us, and we'll be sharing about how one can reach us and get their own keys report and assessment done.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bhatla. Okay, so with that, I invite Ms. Jigisha Gandhi, one of the top 25 entrepreneurs featuring in Eves Against Odds. And we would like her to share not just about her journey, but also about her understanding of keys and what is it that she thinks about keys. Thank you so much, Ms. Jigisha Gandhi, for joining in once again. And the floor is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Dilip. Thank you so much. Yes, good morning, everyone. And
Good morning.
I hope, yeah.
Good morning.
So, I request everyone, first of all, a bold request, I can say, please come on the screen, because I feel I'm talking to the person who is wearing the burqa. So I want to see the smiling and the beautiful and handsome faces. So we can connect with each other. The intention is only that we can get the connections to an end of the day who is listening to me.
Sure.
Yeah, wow,
Sure.
Kajal, you look so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Gopinath. Yeah. So I appreciate everyone, first of all, being on Sunday, holiday, and you all people are here, means you are committed to get yourself and your organization forwarded. Yeah. So it's one of the great sign of the learning or going ahead. Talking about myself, so Dilip, you have already introduced yourself, your company. So I'm just giving the introduction of myself, my company, and my experience, my personal experience after we have tasted your keys. So this is what the flow is it anything else you want to? Yeah, fine. Okay. So I'm in formal right now because I just came from the hospital. So I have not wear I'm in a casual wear. So for that also I'm, accepting my out integrity. So here I'm Jigisha Gandhi. I'm an entrepreneur. My company name is Ami Polymer Private Limited. We are into the business of manufacturing the silicone rubber products. And the females or most of the males can connect me with the one product which is very special to me is a menstrual cup. I manufacture the menstrual cup. Yeah. Currently, my company size, as far as the employee concerned, I have a staff around 225 people, and with this worker, I have a 650 people in my organization. We are located in Silvassa. Factories are in Silvassa, and my corporate office is in Mumbai. I'm one of the director of the company. And yes, the rightly said by Dilip, I'm the one of the person who they have considered in their book. Though I don't consider myself कि I'm still कि अभी book में आ जाऊँ इतनी बड़ी नहीं हुई हूँ, but yeah, it's their generosity कि they have considered that. So when I come into the contact with the Hari and Dilip, definitely यहाँ पे जो भी है ज्यादातर HR के लोग रहेंगे या तो entrepreneur रहेंगे. Is it right? You all are entrepreneur or belong to the HR department?
Actually, we are students as well.
Okay, students. Wow. Okay, great.
I'm a writer.
Oh, wow. Superb.
Yeah.
And Gopinath ji, what you are doing for your life?
You're muted. You're muted. Gopinath ji. You're on mute.
I am a consultant.
Great, great. You are consultant. Yeah, you are guiding the organization.
Can you repeat the name of the company? Your
Ami, AMI, A for Ahmedabad, M for Madras, I for India. Ami Polymer Private Limited.
Thank you.
Yeah, rest I, Sanjeev ji and other, if you can share about yourself so that I can connect with you. So yeah, definitely
I am
we all are.
basically a trainer.
You are basically a trainer. Great, great. Got that. So we anyhow, wherever, whatever we are doing, we are connecting with the human beings. And definitely as a human being, when we are working on the team, we face the problem. So my issues was that though I have a good team, all are working greatly, but the desired result which we experience कि जो मुझे desired result आना चाहिए वो नहीं आ रहा था. And while sharing with the Hariharan and Dilip, I was just casually sharing with him कि this is what I'm getting. बहुत सारी ट्रेनिंग भी करवाई, पर कुछ ऐसा फंडामेंटल पेपर पे कुछ आया होना ऐसा कुछ नहीं मिला है. So then they share about the keys. We have one product which they share about the keys, and while they're sharing only, I feel it is a very fascinating. And they share their products in a 4 part. That was the implementer, builder, participant, and influencer. So this concept I liked about it, and immediately what I have done, I have first of all done my keys. Right? Somebody has shared how keys is useful. So Gopinath ji, definitely keys is useful are for our life as well. Right? So being an entrepreneur, I get that, yeah, my strong area is, which one is my strong area? Is it I'm a creator? Is it I'm a builder? Is it I'm an influencer? What exactly I am a strong about? So when we get the clarity about ourselves and our strengths and weaknesses, the focus become a easy, the work become a easy. The moment we work on our desired area, the result will come. So the same way, when I have done my keys assessment and analysis with this thing, I get about my area, which area I have to work, and I immediately started on that. Same way, I have done my around 50 people keys program. We have taken the package from the Dilip, and all my star employees or all my commandos to whom we have, immediately enroll and registered for the keys program. And beautifully, Dilip and Hariharan has done that program. What I really like about them is many trainings we have already till now, leadership training, management training, बहुत सारा किया था. बट यहाँ पे कुछ ऐसा था कि जिसमें हमें कुछ रेटिंग मिल रहा था, कुछ नंबर्स मिल रहे थे, तो कहाँ पे है वो पता चल रहा था. तो इन द प्रोफेशनल लाइफ या स्टूडेंट्स लाइफ जहाँ पे हम लोग ने टारगेट लिया है, कहाँ जाना है वो नंबर्स में पता रहेगा तो जर्नी इजी हो जाती है. So this is what the best part I personally feel as an entrepreneur is about the keys. We exactly get where we are and what is our strength, what is our special thing about us. So then afterwards they have done one-to-one program and consolidated they have shared the overall things with me. So result क्या आया कि अभी टीम में भी है ना, लोग बोलते हैं अरे भाई ये इन्फ्लुएंसर है, इसको बोलो वो बराबर से करेगा. हाँ, तो दिस इज व्हाट द स्पेस आई गेट इन माय ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कि कुछ काम अच्छे से करवाना है, कि 4-5 लोगों को फटाफट बुलाना है, तो वो सभी लोग वो लैंग्वेज में बात करने लगे. एंड दे एक्सेप्ट देयर गैप कि अच्छा मैम अगर आप ये ट्रेनिंग बोलते हैं वी विल डू बिकॉज इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर आवर लाइफ एज वेल. तो आई पर्सनली रिकमेंड, स्ट्रांगली रिकमेंड कि यार दिस इज समथिंग अ ब्यूटीफुल स्पेशल. मेरी 15 साल की जर्नी में मैंने इस तरह का प्रोडक्ट्स नहीं देखे थे, तो ये मैंने प्रोडक्ट्स देखे हैं जो बहुत अच्छे हैं और मैंने टेस्ट किए हैं. दैट इज आई एम सो कॉन्फिडेंट कि या इट्स अ रिजल्ट ओरिएंटेड थिंग. तो या बहुत टाइम ना लेते हुए आई थिंक सो आई विल आस्क फॉर द क्वेश्चन. इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चंस ना दैट विल बी अ ग्रेट फॉर मी टू आंसर समथिंग.
I would like to ask you something. Could you please share your link? I'm a Rotarian also and a teacher also and plus a writer. So I would want to know get your details to contact you, in the future.
Pakka Charu. I will share my link. I will share my profile because I'm the speaker. I used to give a training and awareness on the menstrual health and hygiene. And many of the department has, invited me for spreading the awareness. I'm into the mission of giving a 10 lakh women awareness about this, about the menstrual health, because nobody speak about it. And I strongly believe that change should be start with ourselves.
Yeah, sure. We have one person from a Rotarian herself, which had given us come to a club and given us talk on menstrual cups. I found it very useful. So maybe in the future we would like to get in touch with you.
100% Charu, 100%. Yeah,
Thank
Kajal.
you.
Yeah. Yes, Kajal, you have any questions?
No, actually, I don't have any question.
Okay.
But I'm very glad, like I met someone who is manufacturing menstrual cup because I think from last 2 years I have been switching to menstrual cup and I found it like it is very useful for us and everyone should know about it.
Great. Thank you, Kajal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yes, anything? Yeah. Yeah, Gopi.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you one question. Is that, basically what I understood from you is that this is some sort of a SWOT analysis of a person, correct? I mean, this would you say that it's some sort of a SWOT analysis of an individual or
see.
an organization?
Okay, okay. First of all, thank you for.
No, and just a follow-up question. So once this analysis is done, for example, you understand the strengths of a person, and what are the weaknesses identified, and what is the follow-up mechanism in place to overcome the weaknesses that have been identified? I mean, does this follow-up programs help the employee in overcoming those weaknesses, or is it also getting monitored? Is one thing that I wanted to understand.
Beautiful, beautiful. First of all, thank you for bringing all these things on table. Yeah, Gopi. So first, your question is, is it a SWOT analysis? So I can say you are partially right. Definitely SWOT analysis ऐसा है कि कोई भी कर सकता है. But this is what something कि वो है ना, उन्होंने जो क्वेश्चन पैटर्न डिजाइन किए है ना गोपी, उससे क्या होता है कि मैं मेरी क्वालिटी को, जिससे मैं खुद भी अवेयर नहीं हूँ, उसको हाइड नहीं कर सकती. स्वॉट एनालिसिस तभी कर सकती जितना मुझे पता है खुद के लिए. ये कुछ ऐसा चीज बाहर लेके आता है जो मुझे भी पता नहीं है. दोनों में जोन में है. बट क्वेश्चन उस तरह से डिजाइन किए हुए हैं कि जब भी वो आंसर देंगे ना, इनसाइड दैट आंसर दे विल कम्स टू नो कि एग्जैक्टली व्हाट इज दैट पर्सन गुड क्वालिटी, राइट. तो स्वॉट में और इसमें जो मुझे डिफरेंस लगा है एज पर माई बेस्ट नॉलेज, कि यहाँ पे ऐसी क्वालिटी बाहर आई है जो मुझे भी पता नहीं थी कि अच्छा मेरे में ये अच्छा है, अच्छा यहाँ पे मुझे इम्प्रूवमेंट करना है, राइट. नाउ योर फर्दर क्वेश्चन कि हाउ दे आर गोइंग अहेड विद दिस. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो मुझे एज ए ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बहुत अच्छा लगा है कि लोगों ने खुद एक्सेप्ट किया है. जो पहले मैं बोलती थी कि तेरे को तेरी की लीडरशिप डेवलप करने की जरूरत है, तो वो एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते थे. उनको लगता था कि मैडम का कुछ पर्सनल एजेंडा है. ठीक है. नाउ पीपल स्टार्टेड थिंकिंग कि या I want to improve myself in this area. और accordingly दिलीप have further follow-up visits, further follow-up sessions है उनके पास. दूसरा अच्छा सा पैकेज है जिसपे भी हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं. तो क्या होता है कि टीम को डिजायर जगह पे ही वो लोग सोल्यूशन देते हैं. इट्स लाइक अ डॉक्टर कि जहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम है वहीं पे सोल्यूशन दो, यू विल गेट द रिजल्ट, राइट. So it is all about my experience, Gopi, end of the day, right? Because I'm not the creator of the product, but as a testimonial, this is what my experience.
Okay.
Yeah, is it I have answered your all questions?
Yes. Thank you very much for the detailed explanation. I appreciate it.
Okay. Yes, Rashmi Shanbag.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please ask something.
No,
The smile is lovely. हाँ, कुछ तो पता चला होगा, कुछ नहीं पता चला होगा तो भी बोलो.
No, ma'am, it's really good knowing your experience. Thank you for that, for sharing your experience.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Great. And बीच में कोई रोमी या कोई तो आए थे.
Romy Furtado is a famous motivational speaker and a big speaker of huge repute.
Please, Romi ji, I want to see your face. You are celebrity. And Shubham and Neha. Please, anyone have any questions?
Romy Furtado.
Thank you, Hari sir. Thank you all for good session. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yes. So, Dilip, that's it from my side.
Thank you so much, Jigisha ji. That was wonderful. So it gives a very clear insight into someone who's used it, and when that person talks about it, the understanding is much clearer. So हम हैं तो क्या हमें वाली बात है, अगर हमने ही अपनी चीजों के बारे में बात की तो doesn't make sense. So thank you so much for that, because it works as a testimonial also for us and for our product. So, and once again, thank you for making it despite all the challenges that you've had. So today seems to be a day of challenges for us. So we had challenges with Harit being not able to join, and then we lost the password to the Zoom link, and then we had Juhi not able to join because one of her close friends' husband passed away, and so all that we have taken care of, and we have still gone ahead with the session and done it. So thank you so much. It's all because of the cooperation that is extended by all of us. And the other person now that I would like to call upon to talk about keys and his experience about keys and how it helped him individually. So another very renowned personality who has access to various educational institutions, who's an educator par excellence, who motivates, who who analyzes things in a very different manner, and someone whom we look up to, Dr. Hemjit Balakrishnan. So, Dr. Hemjit Balakrishnan, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dilip. I call Dilip as Dilip Bhai, fondly called. So good afternoon to everybody. Such a wonderful group.
Good afternoon,
Let
sir.
me tell you, your energy is what brought you here today. So you're already energetic, you're already enthusiastic. Now this whole session is going to be how do we create with that energy and enthusiasm, how do we create an edge? That's all. The whole, rightly asked by somebody that is it an individual tool? Is it see, ultimately personal personal self can lead to professional self, or professional growth can lead to organization. So personal development can only lead to professional development and to the total organization development or social development. So I think on behalf of HSSE, we should thank all of you. Already, as I admitted that you all are more energetic. That's why on a Sunday morning, you have decided to take time for your own growth. And let me take you the genesis of this whole thing. When you talk about a child, there are two stages. When we talk about the birth of this tool, there's something called the prenatal stage where Hari, Dilip Bhai, and Ruhi worked on it. Fortunately, we were blessed or bestowed to be working on the postnatal. So we were the first group to come in the month of February and start discussing. We were administered, as a test case. It's like, anything when it goes to the human phase, it has to go through the clinical phase. So we were fortunate to be passing through the clinical phase and testing, evaluating, validating, and calibration. So that was something which we all did it, and it actually helped. If you look at, I was a person who always believed when it comes to competencies, it is like work in progress. Okay, work in progress because I need to know how much am I flexible, how much I am adaptable, how much is I am adopting to the situation, to the changes, what is my personality, what are my motivational levels in the changes. So the moment I feel my growth, my competencies are reached a level, then from there onwards I go. Like in the Socratic way, say, the more I know, the less I feel that I have to learn a lot. So that is what brought me. And every 3 years, I used to do this kind of assessment just to know where am I, because we need to know ourselves. And that is where the journey, the whole of the skis is a journey within you. The road which is less traveled, because we are always outward thinking. We always make people feel that, we judge people according to their actions. And for us, we judge ourselves according to our intention. So I was fortunate being there with this group, and we did a lot of work. So if you look at, I come with around 29 years of industry experience, being fortunate to work with the largest company, especially in the chairman's office. And what I've seen, if you ask any CEO, past, present, future, what is that they are looking at in their people? The answer may be coming in different languages, but the words will be the three things. We are looking at people with high energy. We are looking at people with high creativity. We are looking at people with deeper insights, because they know that energy is contagious. If you start working with somebody, even before you introduce, your energy level introduces you. So that much, like Harian said, this is a very holistic way of looking at it. And always we find energy is binary. Either you have it or you don't have it. If you have it, you become effective. And if you are not having it, you become ineffective. So this tool has a lot to do with personal effectiveness. Many of us, all of you have been successful in your walks of life. We are always contented. Many a time we are contented with what we have, but we may not be contented with what we are. So this exactly fits into saying that many things, many material things we may be happy with, but what about our own competencies, our own capabilities? And whenever situation exposes us, we find that we have not risen to that level. Here, before we analyze a situation, before we go into that, this is giving us a proactive stop and saying that now it's time to stop before you act, where we will know what is our energy level. There are a lot of things which we feel that we have. If you look at the whole of psychology, it says psychology, the whole of human mind is three: the one we think we are, the one which others think we are, and the one we really are. Unfortunately, what we really are is always put to test when there is a crisis. So, in this whole attempt, what we have done with a lot of discussion, debate, we wanted to see what is our latent energy. Now, latent energy is like the unconscious energy. Okay, it may be there, but we do not know. We just leave it unless there is a situation for us to expose it in the right manner. So many a time, creativity is also not known. So latent energy helps us. So this whole attempt is what is our latent energy which is there in us, which can really we can capitalize to become successful. So lot of efforts we put in, lot of testing. I think more and more we are trying to test in. And as Jigisha said rightly, it was lucky that we could organize something for them, which actually gave more confidence to stepping into the corporate. So with all your support, we are going to work on it more and more. And more or less, the tool is ready. We are trying to take it to the masses. And, maybe, if you look at the success of anything, today, meeting can be it can be a futuristic thing. Because if you look at any successful company, many of them, if you look at the top 9 companies, which became very, very successful, look at them where they started. They all started in the garages. If you look at Google, if you look at Apple, if you look at Amazon, all of them started in the garages and then they took it to the higher level. So we are excited. We are going to take it to the next level with support. This whole tool, if you look at, there is something called unconscious competence. We do not know that. Okay. Many a time we have an intuition. Okay. We have an intuition over things. How many times we are able to express our intuition? Very less. So that happens when you have an unconscious competence, but we do not know. It is there. We are able to predict, we are able to judge, but we are not able to express. The second level is where there is something where conscious competence is there, which organization look at conscious competence and say, okay, if your conscious competence is there, the outcome is you are very analytical. Okay, so people say that let us measure the analytical skills. That is when your consciousness becomes more aware. The third level is where you are conscious, but you are not knowing. Okay, and there you can commit all kind of mistakes. The last stage is very dangerous stage where you are unconscious and you are incompetent. So there you require a lot of things. So this whole effort has been to put in to see that how do we work on individual whichever walks of life, so that he can bring best of himself. Many a time we cannot express certain things even though we have the capability. Okay, so how do we bring out those capabilities at the same time? If those capabilities are not there, how do we still work with those strengths which we have? So there is something called flexing. Got it? Our natural style versus adapted style. Our natural style may be something, but when we work in an organization, we may have to adapt to a different style. Long back, Charles Darwin said it is the intelligent people who can survive. He said survival of the fittest. But today it is the survival of the finest. Who are the finest? The one who can adapt, one who can adopt. So this whole tool will give you a lot of mirroring. It will be a deep introspection, reflection. Where do you stand? From there, where do you want to go? Are you going in the right direction? And I'm sure this exercise is going to give you a different life. I think, what Dilip Bhai said, the question was, is success important or happiness important? We all have known something very clearly. It is believed and we have seen where attention goes, energy flows. Just introspect. Where attention goes, energy flows. Where intention goes, energy resides. Let me repeat. Where attention goes, your energy flows. Where intention goes, energy resides. So this is going to be helping all of you in a great way, and we are going to work together. That is why Hari said collaboration. We are looking at collaborating with all of you, and believe this is the first time we have come into a public. This batch, this group is very valuable for us. Very, very valuable. Whatever support is required from us, whatever support you require to understand it, validate it, test it, calibrate it, so that when you become a spokesperson, like how Jigisha rightly said, this is really helped the organization, right? We want more and more. See, now when organization, it helps. Just imagine every employee working in the organization, it is not helping him as an employee. It is helping him as a family member. How he can manage, how it is believed that when you have patience with others, you are respecting them. When you have patience with your family members, you are loving them. When you have patience with your own self, you are having confidence that time will change. So this group is very, very valuable. You are dear to us because we are going to give you all support, and we seek all support. We will collaborate to take you to the next level. This is going to help us to live a wonderful life. And let me tell you, as Dilip Bhai said, success and happiness both are required. When we say success is liking yourself, doing what you like, liking what you do, and liking how you do it, all three are important. There may be some successes which are going to give you very limited belief, but you may not be happy. Retrospectively, you go back and you start seeing, you'll feel that I should not have done it. We are not talking about that. We are talking about success is liking yourself, number one, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. All matters. So I would be happy because I do not want to, people like Hari and Jigisha, and we always like to you people to shoot questions, and if we survive, we will be able to help you. So next 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever Dilip Bhai says, we are ready to take questions.
Yes, please. So first of all, let me just mention that thank you so much, Dr. Hemjit.
Thank you, everybody.
So you framed it very well, and they talk about those different competencies, conscious, unconscious competencies, that quadrants, the 4 quadrants of consciousness versus competency, gives a great insight.
A bit louder, please. Could you please?
Sure. So
thank you.
The 4 quadrants method used for competency and consciousness mapping. So when you map consciousness and competency in the 4 quadrants, and where you have both pluses, where you have both minuses, where one is plus, the other is minus, basis that when you analyze is when you get to understand where and how one needs to make the changes. And once we understand that, and we also get to know what is needed to move from one quadrant to the other, so that ultimately we all move towards conscious competence, is what this tool helps in delivering. So thank you so much, Dr. Hemjit, for bringing up that point. And yes, the attempt here is to ensure that we all together make it. And it's not about succeeding in parts. It's about succeeding gradually, intentionally, and enjoying that journey as well. Because it's never about the destination, it's all about the journey. And if we have charted our journey well, and we know that it is the journey that I would want to undertake, and we do it on purpose, is when we enjoy it. So thank you so much, Dr. Hemjit, for all those points. We now open to questions. So if anybody else would want to ask something, or would want to share something, would want to ask something out of Dr. Hemjit.
Sir, I would like to say something.
Sure.
For example, I have got latent qualities in me. Some I'm aware of, some I'm not aware of. I feel, the finishing touches of a person happens only when you are, you are well known about the things you don't know. Like there are many skills which you are not aware of, and you, even if you're aware of, you don't know the way how to do it. Like a presentation skill, I have the latent qualities, but how do I put it to the world? I can write well, I can, have other qualities which are within me, but of no use. Then if you put your power in, lock and key, it doesn't make sense. You have to come out, and then only people will come to know what exactly you have. Accordingly they will, approach you, right? So that I was wanting to know, how do you put forth your qualities?
Okay. May I take this, Dr. Himjit, if you don't mind?
Sure, sure.
Right. So look, thank you for bringing up that point, Charlata ma'am. The question that you're asking about is the awareness. You are already aware of certain latent qualities.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the difference here. One is the qualities and one is the energies to bring those qualities forth. So while you have the qualities, or you think so that you have the qualities, or your awareness about the qualities, what is also important to know is, why is it locked? Why is it locked?
Probably fear, ignorance.
Whatever it is what comes out when you go through this assessment, and thereby gives you a guidance as to what is the change that you need to bring about, so that you can unlock the potential.
Correct. That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
As I was telling you in the beginning as well, that a key is not used only to unlock. A key also locks things in. So I need to find the key which can unlock whatever is locked in as well.
Correct.
Right. Thank you.
Dilip bhai, can I add on that?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Charulata ji, you said something as fear, right?
Yeah.
If you examine the word fear, no, deep inside you will find that it is actually a false evidence appearing real.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yes.
It is a false evidence appearing real. So generally what happens, people go into two extremes. Either they forget everything and run, or they forget everything and rise.
Oh, very good. Very well said. Can you repeat it?
Yes. Fear means false evidence appearing real.
And the later part?
Yeah, because the same situation, somebody else is not feeling it is a false evidence, and he is able to handle it.
Yeah.
So two extremes are, one is forget everything and run, which is easy. Such test and evaluation and looking at yourself will make you feel that it is forget everything and rise. Because somebody else is doing
that. I'm trying to do that.
It will happen. It will happen. You already, when you, in all this interaction, you are the one who's very vocal today.
Thank you.
And as Jigisha ma'am said, it all begins with acceptance. So as long as I live in denial, I would not be making the change. It is all about the acceptance. And once you accept that, yes, I need to make this change, is when things begin to happen.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, rightly told by Dilip bhai, they say confront. Take the bull by the horn. If you really feel that is a required confrontation.
True.
Okay. So I think
just one question here.
Sure.
Just want to understand, like, is there any methodology to understand the energy level of an individual? I'm not talking about the physical energy, but from how that energy can help in this output for an organization. Is there any methodology where you really find out, fine, you are at this energy level, but ideally you should be at this level, or something else?
So at the outset, we said that energy levels, we all are blessed with, abundance of energy. We all have it. It is just about manifesting it. How much am I drawing from a specific thing? right? So if I just realize that I'm drawing less from a particular energy set, is where you will already move towards realizing what you want. Not necessary at every time you use up all the energies together. Doesn't happen, right? So it is just about knowing where am I today, which are the energy sets that I am not underutilizing, okay, and thereby making those changes. So that's all that. So you cannot, as I said, energy is boundless. So how do you measure it? It is just about where am I with respect to utilizing a specific energy.
Dilip bhai, can I add?
Yes, sure, sir.
Gopinathanji, because he's into a consulting. See, if you look at what the whole of Jack Welch when he came into General Motors, General Electric in the early 80s, he was telling the only thing. He even said G was once upon a time a company which was invented by Thomas Edison, but G was going through a different phase. They became complacent. So when he came in, he only said that companies need to energize, otherwise they will enerate. And if you don't create history, you will become part of history. So he simply made a first statement. He said the world will belong to passionate, driven leaders. People who not only have enormous amount of energy, but who can energize those whom they can lead. So he brought this energy, execution, edge, all those E's into the E's into the organization. And what happened? The world changed. Many companies which G was not number one or number two or number three, he said no. If you cannot be number one, you are the pioneer. You set it up. If you look at Thomas Edison's experiments, all of it. Look at the energy which Thomas Edison had. You know what he said? Among the family of 7, 3 children died because of poverty. He said, most of the time, if you want to do something, opportunity comes in the disguise of work. Opportunities put a disguise and come as work. But for me, I need to take up this opportunity because I am going to be providing the light to the world. All his discovery is that I want to change this human being. So when Jack Welch came, his whole organization, his whole leadership was focused on energy, edge, execution. Have energy, execute, and create an edge over others. So a lot of examples are there because you are into consulting that will help you. Your question was beautiful. And generally, organization works on it. That is why I said, you ask any CEO, past, present, future, they'll say, we are looking at people who are energetic. We are looking at people who are creative. We are looking at people who have insights. And then what happens? Organization creates the conduciveness. There are a lot of tests like energy attitude test. If you have the energy but you don't have the right attitude, you will use that energy for wrong purpose. So a lot of things are there. In fact, Dilip bhai and Hari and all, they have gone through all those things before they decided on this tool. What else?
Okay.
Keep asking. That will help us better.
Okay, thanks for the insight.
One question from me.
Yes, Sanjeev.
You said there will be an assessment on the basis of a questionnaire.
Correct.
Right. Now, suppose you identified the places where the improvement has to be made on the basis of questionnaire. So you will subject the person or the testee who has taken the test to another set of questions, or the same set of questions will be given to him so that his progress is identified.
Okay. Very interesting perspective, and thank you for bringing that up. The questions would remain the same.
So you mean to say if I administer those questionnaire to myself on my self-assessment, will I be able to also understand where I'm growing, which direction I'm moving into?
Largely, yes. But you need to understand the undercurrents of the assessment. Like I said, we are creating assessors who can understand the responses from an energy perspective. So if you have that capability, yes, of course.
That capability will be definitely to some extent be identified in my first set of questions. Am I right?
Not really. Because to identify that capability, we would have to see how you look at your own energy set. When we have the discussion, yes, to an extent we can. When we have the discussion on the report, to an extent we can, but not entirely.
Okay.
Yeah, rightly told by Dilip bhai. Sanjeev ji, there is a lot of things called context and content. Okay, maybe with the same set of energy, you may be successful in an organization which is different, or in a context. So context and content both have to be evaluated. That is where they spend a lot of time on diagnosis. Diagnosis is the juice of the fruit. Lot of diagnosis. In fact, it is like running an MRI through you. It will take your past, present, schooling, right from the whole childhood, and why did you think the way you thought. So that's the beauty of this. Diagnosis will tell you exactly why do you think the way you think, because you have your own reasons. It can be a setbacks. Sometimes a last setback in a last organization would have made you say that no, I cannot take decisions here because all this time I was taking decision. Now they do not want decision; they want me to act. Okay,
Right.
So the diagnosis are what I enjoyed when I was with Dilip bhai and Hari. They ask you exactly because others are all numbers. See, it's like when the MRI is done, the doctor will sit to ask the lifestyle.
Yeah.
They will ask you, when seeing the report, they will ask you, what was your profession, where you working, are you a smoker, this, that, everything they will ask. So yeah, lot of work is done. It is we have tried to make it as much foolproof, and that is why I think one of the question which was asked to Jigisha ji was, can it work as a SWOT analysis? Definitely, because see, entrepreneurs and the promoters are keen to do it. They can change. See, if you want a culture to survive and do wonderful, that culture has to be a culture of collaboration. So when the CEO steps in and says that I want to know what really energizes people here, what really enervates, that draws away energy. People are excited, people want to contribute, but something is happening. So when they closely work with Dilip bhai and Hari, they will be able to come out and say, okay, these are the initiatives which has to work on. At an individual, yes, these are the things. For example, Charuji spoke about how do I speak, how do I want to get into public speaking. Their analysis will be, okay, we will help you do it. Okay, either we have our own trainer training the trainer, we have our train the SSR. We will also tell you what to do, how to do. So there is a lot of handholding if one is really required to see that the work through is happening.
Okay.
As I said, no, see, development is a lonely path. But here we have people who are like HSSE coming and saying, no, we will walk with you.
Okay.
And a lot of handholding, it's always work in progress. That's why one of the statement which I made, we may be contented with what we have, but not we are. The more we learn, the more we know, the less we know.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ramchitji, for that wonderful iteration. Okay, so if there are any questions, fine, or else we could come to the last stage of this session today.
Himjit ji sir,
Yes.
could you to share your contact details if it is good with you?
Perfect. I think Dilip bhai, in the group I can put, right?
Please go ahead. You are already a part of the group where everybody is there. So
okay, in the in the link, my number is there. I'll send you the email ID and everything.
Yeah. Thank you. Please do that. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Super. So wonderful. That was great. And thank you all once again for having made it on a Sunday, on a festival day, despite all odds, and being here and adding to the program. Thank you, Dr. Hemjit, for your insights. Thank you, Jigisha ma'am, for coming in and giving us those insights despite all odds. And you're already there in Eves Against All Odds, right? So it suits that you are there in that, despite whatever you may say so, and thereby, finally, as we come to an end to this session, I would like to Thank you all for giving us the opportunity. Thank you, Hari, for giving this opportunity. And we've made it despite all odds today. So finally, one point that I would want to make. You could reach out in the group that you've been added into and share your thoughts about it. Also, if you would want to go ahead with this assessment, Hari called up last night to tell me that you can make one announcement, and that is that generally we do it, the assessment at 1,500 rupees per assessment for individuals. However, for those who have been participating in this session today, he has asked me to make this announcement that we would do it for 800 rupees for each one of you who is interested. So that is one announcement, a festival, offer, you can
Bonanza.
say.
Bonanza, you can say.
To make it sweeter, and to thank you for, this is a thank you gesture for having participated in today's session. So
thank you so much.
with all the thanks flowing once again, I would like to say all the very best. Have a wonderful life ahead, and may this festival, this festival of energy, which sparks off the festivities for the year, spark off all successes for you this year and throughout. Thank you.
We wish the same for Keys team. We wish you all also success and more people connect with you all like us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, doctor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Dilip. Bye, everyone. Thank you so
Bye.
much. Have a
Thank
great
you.
life.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, Gopi.
Gopinath.
Thank you.
Gopinathan ji, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Charulata ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Dilip ji, Jigjashish ji, all of you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Heartfelt thank you to all of you. It was really enriching.
Thank you.
Y'all made it more.
Made it enriching, yeah.
Yes, y'all made it more interactive.
We all have so questions, but when we meet the right person who understands us at the same level, it is really encouraging. It makes a lot of difference. You have to be on the same wavelength, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. That is again synchronization of energy.
Yeah, exactly. Synchronizing. True. It makes you happier also.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where are you based, Charulata ji?
I'm in Vashi.
Vashi?
Navi Mumbai, yeah.
I stay in Palm Beach here.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Vashi, which sector?
I'm in sector 29.
Okay, I used to stay in 4. Now I'm in a place called Palm Beach Residency in sector 4.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I'm aware of that place. Yeah.
It's known as Vadhava building.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yes, definitely. It's a small world.
Yeah, we'll connect.
Sure, sir. Sure. Definitely.
I'll put the details. Anything I can do, do let me know.
Definitely, sir. I'll connect.
Yeah.
Once you share, I'll definitely connect.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good
Dilip
day.
ji.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Neha, you would want to share something, or?
Okay, Dilip bhai.
Yes.
I take permission to leave, sir.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Yeah.
Dilip bhai.
Dr. MJ, thank you so much. It was, until 10 in the morning, I was like, how can we do this? Because everything, I was only supposed to come and do my part. That's all, speak.
My last session in Middle East got over at 12.
Okay. No, but 12. I was only supposed to come and speak. None of the arrangements or management was my piece.
I know. See what happened. I actually called my daughter to help me out. So she quickly, connected and this and that. So you're okay now the way we took it?
I didn't get you.
You're okay now the way we took it?
Absolutely fine. It was wonderful.